What is goody? The boy Senior Gustapa, aka Leroy Jenkins on Activision. Today I'm going to be going over the FN SCAR 17 assault rifle. All of the attachments. I will only be quickly going over all of the attachments. I will be making another video about my favorite attachments. Let's get into it. First off, we have the muzzles. First off, the flash guard. Suppresses the flash of your weapon to help keep your target visible. In your position concealed. Pros, muzzle flash concealment. Cons, bullet velocity. After that, the tactical suppressor. Pros, sound suppression. Cons, aim down sight speed and aim locking steadiness. Next, we have the muzzle brake. Pros, recoil stabilization. Cons, aim down sight speed and aiming stability. That redirects gases outward to stabilize the weapon for better control of sustained fire. Next, the lightweight suppressor. Pros, sound suppression. Cons, damage range. Now we have the breacher device. Muzzle attachment that enables one-hit melee kills. Pros, melee damage. Cons, aim down sight speed and aim locking steadiness. After that, we have the compensator. Expels gases upward to aggressively fight muzzle climb. Pros, recoil control. Cons, aim down sight speed and aiming stability. Last but not least, for the muzzles, we have monolithic suppressor. Pros, sound suppression and damage range. Cons, aim down sight speed and aim locking steadiness. Now we are on to the barrels. First off, we have the Forge Tac 17.2 inch LB. Pros, damage range, bullet velocity and recoil control. Cons, aim down sight speed and movement speed. And the additional weight stabilizes shots at a small cost to mobility. Now we have the Forge Tac 20.0 inch LB. Pros, damage range, bullet velocity, recoil control. Cons, aim down sight speed and movement speed. Maxes out muzzle velocity and range. High accuracy comes at the cost of agility. Last, for the barrels, we have the Forge Tac CQC Pro. Pros, aim down sight speed and movement speed. Cons, bullet velocity and recoil control. Good for clearing out tight spaces. Now we're on to the lasers. First off, the 1 milliwatt laser. Pros, hip fire accuracy. Cons, there are none. Proves hip fire accuracy while remaining undetected. And we have the 5 milliwatt laser. Pros, hip fire accuracy and sprint to fire speed. Cons, laser visible to enemies. Exposes position when active only for the aggressive. Now we have the tac laser. Exposes position when active. Pros, aim down sight speed, aiming stability, aim locking steadiness. Cons, laser visible to enemies. After that, we have the optics. First off, the operator reflex sight. Pros, precision sight picture. Cons, aim down sight speed. Now we have the corp combat hollow sight. Pros, precision sight picture. Cons, aim down sight speed. Now we have the GI mini reflex. Pros, precision sight picture. Cons, aim down sight speed. Now we have the 4.0 times flip hybrid long range 4.0 optic, manually flips to closer range holographic sight. Pros, hollow and scout toggle and zoom level. Cons, aim down sight speed. Now we have the APX5 holographic sight. Pros, precision sight picture. Cons, aim down sight speed. After that, the Scout Combat Optic. 3.25 magnification for long range target acquisition. Pros, zoom level, cons, aim down sight, speed. After that, the aim op, reflex sight. Pros, precision sight picture, cons, aim down sight, speed. Now we have the VLK 3.0 times optic. Pros, zoom level, cons, aim down sight, speed. 3.0 times magnification provides reliable targeting. Now we have the thermal hybrid 3.25 times thermoscope, side mounting reflex sight, toggles thermal imaging with a flick of the wrist. Not compatible with night vision goggles. Pros, reflex and thermal toggle and zoom level, cons, aim down sight, speed. Now we have the Solo Zero Optics Mini Reflex. Pros, precision sight picture, cons, aim down sight, speed. Now the Sniper Scope, high-powered 4.4 times scope for longer range encounters, optic glint visible to enemies. Pros, zoom level, cons, aim down sight, speed. Now we have the Viper Reflex Sight. Pros, precision sight picture, cons, aim down sight, speed. After that, the PBX Holo 7 Sight. Pros, precision sight picture, cons, aim down sight, speed. Now we have the Cronin C480 Pro Optic. Advanced optic with 3.5 times magnification provides excellent targeting. Pros, zoom level, cons, aim down sight, speed. Now we have the Solo Zero NVG Enhanced. Advanced 3.25 Gen 3 night vision with thermal overlay for enhanced situational awareness. Not compatible with night vision goggles. Pros, thermal target identification and zoom level, cons, aim down sight, speed. Now we have the Monocle Reflex Sight, low intrusion frame for improved target tracking. Pros, precision sight picture, cons, aim down sight, speed. After that, the Cronin LP945 Mini Reflex. Pros, precision sight picture, cons, aim down sight, speed. Now we have the Merc Thermal Optic 3.25 scope with thermal imaging, highlights targets and provides visibility in all lighting conditions. Not compatible with night vision goggles. Pros, thermal target identification and zoom level, cons, aim down sight, speed. After that, the Integral Hybrid 3.25 scope with integral reflex sight for quickly transitioning between sights. Pros, reflex and scout toggle and zoom level, cons, aim down sight, speed. Now we have the variable zoom scope. Advanced scope zooms between 3.0 and 6.1 times for fighting at extended ranges. Optic glint visible to enemies. Pros, zoom level and magnification toggle, cons, aim down sight, speed. Last for the optics, we have the Canted Hybrid 3.25 scout. The side mounting reflex sight lets you change engagement distances with a flick of the wrist. Pros, reflex and scout toggle and zoom level, cons, aim down sight, speed. Now we're on to the stocks. First off, the FTAC Hunter. Pros, aiming stability, cons, aim locking movement speed. Heavy duty stock keeps your aim steady for precision shots. After that, the FTAC collapsible stock. Pros, movement speed, aim down sight speed, cons, aiming stability and recoil control. The ultimate run and gun modification. When agility is more important than precision, collapsing the stock greatly increases movement. Next off, the FSS Close Quarters stock. Tactical stock streamlined for close quarters combat, gets you on target faster. Pros, aim down sight speed, cons, aiming stability. Last for these stocks, we have the XRK Obelisk Pro. The most stable stock available, provides exceptional control while aiming at the cost of mobility. Pros, aiming stability, aim locking steadiness, cons, aim locking movement speed. Now we're on to the underbarrels. First off, the Commando foregrip. Pros: recoil stabilization, aiming stability. Cons: movement speed. Now we have the 40mm concussive. Pros: Underbarrel grenade launcher that shoots concussive rounds. Cons: aim down sight speed and movement speed. After that, the Merc foregrip. Pros: recoil control, hip fire accuracy. Cons: aim locking movement speed and aim down sight speed. Next off, the 40mm high explosive. Pros: Underbarrel grenade launcher that shoots explosive rounds. Cons: aim down sight speed and movement speed. Then we have the 40mm incendiary. Pros: Underbarrel grenade launcher that shoots incendiary rounds. Cons: aim down sight speed and movement speed. Now we have the 40mm flash. Pros: Underbarrel grenade launcher that shoots flash rounds. Cons: aim down sight speed and movement speed. Now we have the tactical foregrip. Now superior control acquiring targets. Pros: aiming stability. Cons: movement speed. After that, the 40mm smoke screen. Underbarrel grenade launcher that shoots smoke rounds. Cons: aim down sight speed and movement speed. Now we have the 12 gauge deputy. Pros: underbarrel shotgun. Cons: aim down sight speed. Now we have the bipod foregrip. Pros: recoil control and crouch/prone recoil control. Cons: movement speed and aim down sight speed. Now we have the 40mm recon. Underbarrel grenade launcher that shoots snapshot rounds. Cons: aim down sight speed and movement speed. Last, for the underbarrels, we have the operator foregrip. Helps control vertical recoil for faster follow-up shots. Pros: recoil control. Cons: aim down sight speed. Now we are on to the ammunition. First off, the 25 round mags. Standard mags hold 25 rounds of 7.62 NATO ammunition with slight weight increase. Pros: magazine ammo capacity. Cons: aim down sight speed and movement speed. After that, the 30 round mags. Magazine holds 30 rounds of 7.62 NATO ammunition with a moderate weight increase. Pros: magazine ammo capacity. Cons: aim down sight speed and movement speed. Now we're on to the rear grips. First off, the stippled grip tape. Pros: aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed. Cons: aiming stability. This grip tape maintains control when performing high speed maneuvers, less stable but very agile. Now we have the granulated grip tape. Pros: aiming stability and aim walking steadiness. Cons: aim walking movement speed. Relaxed and controlled grip keeps you steady and on target. And last, for the rear grips, we have the rubberized grip tape. Pros: recoil control. Cons: aiming stability. Less steady but helps control recoil. Last but not least, we have the perks. First off, fast melee for melee quickness. We have fully loaded for maximum reserve ammo. Then frangible wounding, bullets cause target healing to be briefly delayed. We have sleight of hand for reload quickness. Then we have recon, see enemy nameplates at greater distances. Then we have Mo Money, earn additional XP for kills, which is headshot XP. Then we have Heavy Hitter. For melee, produces greater stun on targets. Then frangible disabling, bullets slow enemy movement and briefly disable tactical sprint when shooting legs. Last but not least, we have FMJ, increases bullet penetration and damage against equipment and kill streaks. That is it for the FN Scar 17. Like I said, I will be making videos in the hopefully near future about my favorite attachments for this gun. But until then, have a great day and peace.